What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a new shoe in from Brooks, the Ghost Max. The Ghost Max is a neutral daily trainer shoe that delivers max cushion for maximum comfort. Now, before we take a deep dive into the shoe, let's go over some introductory things, starting with the price point. This shoe has a price tag of $150. For a men's size 10.5, this shoe comes in weighing 11 ounces or 312 grams. Now, regarding the specs on the shoe, we have 39 millimeters in the heel, 33 millimeters in the forefoot, giving us a 6 millimeter heel to toe drop from Brooks. That is unique, but I like it. Now that the introductory things are out of the way, let's dive deep into this shoe, starting with the tongue. So this shoe, just for introduction, this shoe is a non-gusseted tongue. There is no gust found in this shoe, but let me remind you, it is a thick tongue. Once you take a look at it, you can begin to see right here just how thick it is. It has a semi-bat wing style going on here, but it is a thick one, I'm not gonna lie. If you look on the inside, you will see that there is no gust available here. And we do have on top of the tongue right here, we have a lace lock. So the tongue can be upheld by the laces, and that is what is really good about this tongue. So my experience running this shoe, the tongue is very thick, super plushy, not a lot of breathability, but there is that extra comfort padding on the top of your foot so you can get a decent lockdown. I thoroughly enjoyed that about this tongue. I wish it was a little bit more breathable though, but overall it was pretty good. I liked what they did. Next, let's take it on back to the heel counter on this shoe. I want you to take a good look at this. You will begin to notice that we have a thick one right here. Take a look, you'll see if we can go around the inside of it, it is a thick heel counter. It really reminds me of the Asics Gel Cumulus 25. Very thick, a lot of padding going on here. Hopefully you'll be able to pick that up on the camera. And if we flip it on back to the heel, you will see that we have basically a curved support framework going here. And you can begin to see there's just a lot. If I begin to press on top, you can see it has a very good support system, super sturdy. I mean, it is a brick back there. Very sturdy heel counter. I enjoyed it. A lot of padding, a lot of plushy going on. I did not have any heel slippage, so that was a good thing. But overall, it's not really foot hugging, so it doesn't conform to the back of the heel really well. It's just a lot of padding sitting there, and you do have, again, a lot of support back here. Now let's take a dive into the upper on the shoe. So you begin to see we do have an engineered mesh upper material. I want you to take a good look at that right here. And let's look at the pliability we got going on. So you can begin to see it is pretty pliable. Honestly, there are different spots here in the forefoot of the shoe where you can begin to see there are holes there for breathability. And if you look on the side where the Brooks logo is, there is like a sidewall structure support system kind of going on here to give you a little bit more structure on the upper. Overall, though, I would say that if you have ran in the Ghost before, it is similar, very similar to the Ghost upper materials. Decently breathable, very supportive, very secure, and it was a good upper. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're a fan of the Brooks upper on the Ghost, you'll like this one as well. Let's take a dive into the midsole on this shoe and find the maximum cushion we have going on here. So I want you to take a good look at this. You can begin to see that the stack height is pretty good size on this shoe. And we have here the DNA Loft V2 stack going on. I want you to take a look at this. As we begin to see just how squishy this is, it is so squishy. I mean, seriously, very squishy. I was so surprised with just how squishy this shoe is. if I could liken it to a shoe kind of like the Hoka Clifton 9, where it is a very like cloud feeling, very plushy, very comfortable, this is the shoe. And I actually believe that there's a little bit more cushion and more comfort in the Ghost Max than there is in the Clifton 9. And that's saying a lot. I'm a big fan of the Clifton 9, but this shoe has definitely surpassed the maximum cushy scale, if we could say it that way. Last but not least, let's take a dive into the outsole on this shoe, and you will begin to see that we have an ample amount of rubberized outsole going on here. There is not a single place on this shoe where it seems like there is no rubberized outsole. I really like this, obviously to increase the longevity of the shoe, having that rubberized outsole, but also for traction purposes. I noticed when I wanted to pick up, if I wanted to, I ran through a little bit of water. When I did, there was no slippage, there was nothing, had really good traction. Additionally, on the outsole, you have the midsole outsole working together here. And what you have is you have a broad base section right here. Notice just right here, kind of on the heel in that section, it is pretty thick. I mean, very thick. And I noticed that as I would land on the ground, I felt like because the DNA Loft V2 cushioning was so plushy that when I would step, it would kind of expand out and create a wider base, if that makes sense. Now, Brooks intentionally did that to create more of a stability, more of a secure feeling under your foot. Though this is not a stability shoe, because of the nature of the foam and just how they made it so wide that every step you take is kind of as if you have a stabilizer on your foot. And I did notice that as well. Overall, the Ghost Max is a very great shoe. I thoroughly enjoyed just the extra amount of cushion that we have going on in this shoe. I really enjoyed it. Felt comfortable, felt plushy, super soft. It honestly reminds me a lot of the Hoka Clifton 9, and that is a good thing coming from Brooks. Additionally, I really like the 6mm heel to toe drop that we have in the shoe. I'm not a really big fan of higher drop shoes. Normally you'll see 10 or 12 with Brooks, and to see a 6mm for me made my day on this shoe. Guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I hope you found the content helpful on the Ghost Max. If you would do me a favor, hit that like button. Comment down below and subscribe to the channel. I want to hear from you. What do you think about the Ghost Max? Is it a shoe that you're looking to get? Is it ghosty enough for the Ghost Club? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, aim high.